Hey, it's Frank and Kevin from Cruising with Wheels.
Disembarkation and getting through customs, what you need to know. Now, you've had a fantastic cruise, but now it's over and you're headed back to port. And it's disembarkation day and you're upset. What happens? Because there are customs procedures, not just for you, but for the ship. Because the cruise ship needs to be cleared by customs before anybody gets off. Now, when you're approaching that famous disembarkation day, you're going to get notices in your daily newsletter and probably some paperwork that's going to tell you what you need to do to get off.
So now if you followed our advice, you've already filled out your sheet of all the things that you may have purchased and what they had cost so that you can transfer them over to your customs form.
Right, and that little customs form will be inside probably your daily newsletter when your steward brings it to you, if it's required.
Or they lie it out on the bed, or it might be on your desk.
But a lot of times...
or sometimes you have to pick it up.
Yeah.
One cruise I was so irritated.
Wasn't it with the luggage?
It was with the luggage tags.
The colored luggage tags on the time you wanted to disembark, and you grabbed your colored tags and you picked up your little customs form to fill out. But wherever your ship has it, make sure you get it. But again, follow the instructions laid out by the cruise ship.
You'll also need your passport at the immigration checkpoint. So you're going to want to have that ready with you. But we found out in doing our research, it's never happened to us, but in some occasions, passengers might be required to meet with immigration officials while they're still on board prior to getting off the ship.
Right. Now, I remember when I was on that Mediterranean cruise, and we were, I can't remember, but I think we were boarding. And again, we were going out of Italy. And as everybody was boarding, I would say that the ship was predominantly 90% European. That's German, Italian, Spanish, and whatever. And every time they checked passports, they went, Americans. And they pointed, and we went the other way. And the Europeans went this way, Australian, this way, and really they separate depending on where you are in terms of the ship, on and off. So the nationality, country of origin might make a difference in terms of getting on and getting off. So you're off the ship, you're in the terminal, and you're surrounded by a million people who want to get through customs. Make sure your passports, the custom form if you need it, whatever carry-on you got, you're ready, okay? Because the lines are going to start forming. And the lines, sometimes get long, and they don't go really fast if people are at the custom desk going, hold on. Someone's going through their purse. Oh, I know my passport's in here, or going through a backpack or a tote or whatever. And they're holding everybody out. I mean, it's no different than if you're at the grocery store, right? And you're behind someone who just can't find their checkbook.
So one thing we have to point out is that you always have to declare every single thing that you've purchased during your trip abroad. And abroad means in the Caribbean islands.
Right.
And it also includes anything that you've purchased at the airport.
Right.
And things like food. And you have to declare all the money that you have on you in any form that includes cash, traveler's checks, gold. I don't know why I'd be carrying my gold bars, but gold, money orders, promissory notes, securities, stocks, negotiable checks.
What has been going on your trip?
I know, really.
But
You've been laundering money on my
know. So, well, whether you purchased that hat on one of the Caribbean islands or a souvenir on the ship
Right.
or whatever you've done, it's got to be declared.
Now, speaking of all these declarations, you are going to need to check with your home country's origin what they allow. Because in certain instances, you're only allowed so much of a good, say alcohol or tobacco.
Right. And as an example, we would use what as an example of that?
Well, we can use an example of Cuba. Currently, only if we as American citizens go to Cuba, we're only allowed 100 cigars, 200 cigarettes, and I think a liter of alcohol per person.
Right.
Now,
Boo-hoo.
in addition to those allowances, which you're going to have to check because it all depends on where you're from and where you're going, where you're bringing stuff back from, there's always a cap of how much your declared items can reach. Right. So, like, I think, $800 comes to my mind.
Right. There's a dollar value. I remember looking at that customs form because I'm the one that fills it out, and it says, certain value max, and I'm sitting there going, oh, I got 2 Christmas ornaments, $9.99, and a hat he bought, and the little ship from the store, and whatever. But then there are things you can't bring,
and some things that you can't bring across customs is anything that includes food. Any food item like fruits and meats are a big no-no.
And that's a contamination issue in terms of, nobody wants anyone's contaminated fruit or whatever, or insects or bugs, things that normally we don't have, let's say here in the U.S., coming from a Caribbean island or wherever you're coming from to now infest us. So that's a big no-no.
So we suggest you keep all of your receipts.
Yeah.
And the reason why we say you should keep them handy and available at customs. So this is something we would suggest you keep in your carry-on bag in an outside pouch that you can reach quickly.
Just bring an envelope.
Is because they could pull you aside.
Yeah.
They could want to verify that what you have on your customs form is indeed what you spent, because maybe that gold Rolex that you're wearing has caused attention.
Right, and they're thinking, did they really wear that and bring that from home? Were they wearing that when they left?
Or they noticed that you have a $9.99 watch on there, but you're wearing a gold Rolex.
And they're thinking, wait a minute, you might be the one they're going to spot check.
So, and they do enforce these things.
You don't want to get caught lying to customs.
Now,
You're gonna end up where? In the naughty room?
You're going to end up in the naughty room. Now, the other thing is that, it can be a very nerve-wracking experience. They're authority figures, but just relax, because if you're acting weird and nervous, you're going to draw attention to yourself, and they're going to think something's wrong, and you're going to be suspicious.
Can you imagine getting to the counter, you're sweating, you're nervous and jerky.
Like me, I'm touching my nose and scratching.
And the one thing I have learned in my security training from my retail management positions is that people that are guilty, that are lying, elicit physical responses, which is exactly what you said. The nervous
touching
tics,
my nose,
they're doing like this, they're doing like this.
Rubbing your eyes.
That is indicative of guilt, indicative of people lying, and especially if you're sweating, oh my God.
Now, we do want to reiterate again to you, I know Frank had mentioned this earlier, but redundancy is always good. To speed the process up for you and for the people around you, behind you, whatnot, please have your passport out and ready to be processed in that line. Have all the documents that you're going to need, and have your customs forms out. This is not just to speed up the line, although it does help speed up the line. It's also so you don't irritate the customs guy.
I know.
Because we have been in line where they have been so nasty and rude and obnoxious because nobody is freaking ready.
It's not like you don't know you're going to need them. Now, as soon as we get into the terminal...
It's not like it's not a big line either.
As soon as we're in the terminal, Kevin's got them out. He's got 2 passports, custom forms if we need one. And then what he says? He says to me, here, you're in charge.
Yes.
And I'm in my wheelchair, and I've got a hold of them like for dear life, like they're, my babies.
We always say one person in the group should have everybody's, if you're for a family.
Yeah.
Right? So we want to leave you today with a few things that are kind of funny.
Is there some crazy stories of things that people have tried to get through customs? And again, it's not all from cruise ships, but customs and airports in other countries and whatever. But it's so crazy and funny what people have tried to get through and think they could get away with it.
The first on the list is bags of tropical fish hidden under a woman's skirt.
Yeah.
I mean, how did she keep her legs together?
I don't even know, but again, coming from retail.
Maybe it was just under and she looked pregnant.
Where people have what we used to call in the retail world booster skirts, is that women would have like these girdles hooked to their legs, and that's where they would be shoplifting all the clothes, portable TVs, and electronics under their skirts into the girdles and out the door. Crazy. And the second crazy thing was a biology teacher that had a severed seal's head hidden in his luggage.
It's disgusting.
Can you imagine customs opening the luggage and spot checking and finding a dead animal's head?
Well, it's no worse than a live animal, like in number 3, which is they found live pigeons stuffed in a man's trousers.
Isn't that?
Why?
Oh my God. What do you need the pigeons for? Starting a business? Carrier service? I don't know.
Another live animal, number 4.
I don't. Yeah, a live miniature monkey hidden in a man's waist girdle, like a little pet living in his. Is it?
I'm seeing a theme. I'm seeing a theme because a live tiger cub was hidden in a woman's oversized bag.
Yeah, I just don't understand. People think they can bring live animals. And then
I just love this.
I know. Well, then again, you get from the live animals to the things that we are usually
cognizant of.
Yeah, and here on the news, which is, of course, drug smuggling, where a children's toy, a Mr. Potato Head toy, was stuffed with drugs. And thinking that nobody would be checking. Mr. Potato Head.
Now, I'm very, very nervous about the sanity of the next one.
Oh, Jesus,
person,
it's gross.
because it's disgusting. It was a human skull that was found in a woman's luggage.
Yeah, and she brought it from Haiti. It was out of Haiti.
Was it her husband?
I don't know whether it was someone she knew. But she brought a human skull from Haiti and stuffed it in her luggage. Oh, jeez.
So we hope that today's little video about customs has helped make you guys not as nervous about going through customs and to kind of understand the process. And also, we hope that some of our tips get you through a little faster and make the experience more smooth.
Yeah. So we thank you for joining us today on this little tutorial on disembarkations and getting through customs. And then we want to remind all of you that if you're not a regular family member for Cruising with Wheels here on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, please.
And don't be a ding-a-ling. Click that bell to get notifications. But until next time, Frank and I want to remind you to always
travel safe
and cruise often.